December. So we can see from yesterday's price action, price did push all the way down, tap into this point of interest, and now it's reversed. So we're still above the 50 EMA on the daily, still above the 50 EMA on the 4-hour. Breaking back through that now on the hourly as well. Yeah, just trying to see where. Well, interestingly enough, I mean, obviously, again, it's the time frame, but we've got these wicks that price pushed away from. And let's have a little look. If we looked at the bodies, I mean, that's pretty much like tapped into the bodies of these candles which had the large directional wick fills. Obviously, that is from Friday. So that's interesting. So yesterday, like I said, there was the entry over here after we'd taken out, ran Asia low, came back out, swept the high. Obviously today we're having a much more of a strong push, swept the high, and then price came down, left the imbalance. Let's just put a few things in here. Liquidity taken. Just change that to like a grey. Yeah, so that happened. And then obviously price swept, closed below, left imbalance. So, like I said, I think I put in a 3-hour yesterday. Down to the daily point of interest, you probably could have got a 5-hour out of that. Now, within here, I think maybe on the 5-minute chart there may have been something. So if we were looking at the 5-minute chart, same sort of principle, price pushing down, we reject, lift up. So there was a optimal sort of entry long. I think here would 100 pips and 100 points would have covered you as well. So that would have been good. So again, I think looking at the 5-minute, just because of how much gold moves, isn't necessarily completely out of the question. So if we look at today, so we've got Asia, price runs Asia, we have no imbalance, so there would have been two options. Entry at these lows here, and again, if we look at 3, would have hit 3R now, so that would have been fine. And if you're watching price as it's going down on the 5-minute, what we see is obviously a lot of consolidation. Price sweeps that. We then break above, leave imbalance here, so it's negligible. I mean, the entry essentially would have been pretty much the same, because your entry would have been on these bodies here. So, you know, swings and roundabouts. That's where we've not only taken liquidity from below, swept above, come back in, and that's done its job. So yeah, that is where we are at the moment. And with how price is going, we may see price reach for these highs. Obviously, we've got all of this liquidity that was left above, obviously here. So yeah, that is where we are currently. So what will price do now? I'm not entirely sure. Just looking at sort of what we've got. Price may come back down to this sort of hourly point of interest. You've got obviously session lows here. That would give the best possible entry sort of for that. So yeah, at the moment, it's sort of anyone's sort of guess really where price will go, how it will go, that sort of thing. So just gonna have to wait and see how price plays out. Again, on the 4-hour, if I just make this visibility on the minutes only, you do have like a 4-hour point of interest here. So it's one of these, price may just continue going now, so there may not be an entry. At the moment, but yeah, that is where we are. I'll just save that as Asia, just so it's easier. But yeah, the daily is very strong. I mean, there is potential that we could start putting in new all-time highs, who knows? But we'll leave it there. So again, there is some good setups. Again, when we're looking at sort of the Asia range, similar sort of thing over here. We had Asia, London took out highs, didn't really leave any imbalance after that engulfing. So even if you'd entered, for example, on the highs of the bodies, you still would have got 100. Again, it seems to me that the 100 points is sort of the sweet spot for a stop, just because of how price does tend to move. So that's what we've got. And again, just looking over here, obviously we had Asia. Asia was ran, and I think that would have been the day after. Was that the day after Thanksgiving? I don't know. Either way, we've got a couple of models now that we know once we see certain things happen, they do tend to work quite well on gold. So yeah, that is all we've got for the moment. Let me just make that Asia so it disappears. And then of course on the daily, we still got this very large point of interest up here. So again, price may, I don't know, push into sort of say 50%. It may run the whole thing. Obviously now we've had sort of 2 taps into it. But yes, it is very much sort of very bullish. But yeah, just completely waffling now. So yeah, I mean, I don't actually know where's the old. Where are we on the minutes? So again, we're back above that on the 15 as well. So yeah, we'll just see how price plays out.